First responders. The first duty is to the women, children, and men who are in harm's way of the storm. They are not messing around with criminals who can't take responsibility for their crimes. That's why Sheriff Grady Judd of Polk County, Florida, is locking up anyone with a warrant who comes to a shelter. And he should. And I have no idea why the media is outraged over this. Sheriff, I applaud your efforts. Welcome to the program.
Grant, thank you very much. You know, this all started very innocently when we were trying to give people a 5-day warning when we thought this hurricane was going to come to Central Florida, where we are. And what we wanted to do is reconfirm what the sexual predators and sexual child offenders already knew. They sign a series of papers that clearly points out that, hey, in the event of an emergency, you can't come to a shelter. Because after all, children that are in daycare this week very well may be in a shelter. And certainly you wouldn't let a sexual predator in your daycare to watch over them or to be with them. Well, we have the same attitude at a shelter because we want everyone to know that it's going to be very safe. Now, this is a very dangerous storm, and we were just trying to give them a heads up and give them 5 days in the event they had forgotten that they couldn't be there, give them 5 days to go ahead and make other plans. And then the issue came up, and the tweet was, and by the way, if you come to a shelter and you have a warrant, you'll be arrested. Well, think about this for a minute. That's what we do. We serve criminal warrants, and we arrest on criminal warrants. Whether we find you in a grocery store, on a traffic stop, at your house, no matter where you are, if you have an outstanding warrant, you get arrested. Well, it's important to understand that just because we have a storm, a hurricane, and you go to a shelter, you're not relieved from your responsibility, and we're not relieved from our statutory obligation. So what we were trying to do, once again, is give them a 5-day warning. So listen, if you have an outstanding warrant, go book yourself in the jail, get you a bondsman, and get it cleared up. Then you can come back to the shelter and no harm, no foul. If you don't want to go to jail, if you don't want to take the risk of going to jail, then here's your 5-day notice that don't come to the shelter and think you're not going to get arrested if there's an outstanding criminal warrant.
You know, Sheriff,
well, that went viral.
Oh, it absolutely went viral. And what amazes me is that the mainstream media continued this liberal way of thinking that they want to coddle these criminals. They were worried about the safety and security of rapists, thieves, robbers, sexual offenders over the good people who are seeking shelter in from the storm in someplace run by your county. And they were worried about the safety of these thugs and thieves. To me, my head was spinning that you got any negative blowback by this.
Well, Grant, you didn't see all the positive we got because, you know, they don't talk about the positive. What we received was overwhelmingly positive. But once again, the message we were sending is we're trying to look out for everyone because this is a very dangerous storm. We want everyone to be safe, even those with outstanding warrants, even those that are sexual predators and offenders. Nobody wants them injured in the storm. So what we were doing was telling them, giving them a 5-day heads up, find some place to go if you're in a low-lying area or you're in a problem area. So our goal is to protect everyone, and we didn't want them to have any surprises when they walked up to a shelter. And as they say, no good deed goes unpunished.